Welcome to episode 17 of the PhD Breakdown, where today I'm going to speak about monitoring your progress as a PhD student. Now, I will do some more videos about monitoring and keeping a diary, so if you're interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so why should you keep a diary? Why should you monitor your progress as a PhD student? There's a number of reasons. First of all, it identifies areas for improvement. I would look back at my diary and realize there were certain segments I needed to improve on as a PhD student, but your diary shouldn't be all about hate and negativity. You should also reinforce the positive aspects of your PhD. You can look back at the diary and realize there are areas you're doing really well, and you should realize that. And also, quite simply, a diary is good. It helps you remember all these deadlines that you have coming up. So what did I do in my diary? I kept it very simple. When I was living in Germany, this was the kind of bus I would have got to work in the morning, nice and early, and I had my diary on me. And early in the morning, I'd be sat on the bus, going through my diary and setting myself a few goals for the rest of the day. These goals would be very simple and quite often very achievable. So for example, read a couple of papers, do a few words on your lit review or a different part of the thesis, and go through the latest manuscript that you're about to submit. Very simple, achievable goals. Took me 2 minutes to reflect and realize this is all you have to do today. Just don't think about anything else in that PhD, just do this. And then on the way home at about 6 o'clock, I would reflect on that day in the diary. So I'm sat on the bus again, and I'm asking myself some questions, like, did you achieve your goals today? Most of the time, yes, because they were realistic goals. What went well? I'd reflect on what I did really well in terms of my work and my attitude. What didn't go well? So for example, it could have been you were scrolling through your phone too much, or you took too many breaks when you didn't need 5 or 6 breaks. You could have got away with 3 or 4. And I would always rate the day on a scale of 1 to 10. It might be just 1 to 10 scale, or it could be 3 or 4 questions like your levels of depression or levels of productivity. It's really up to you what you feel is important to measure. There are some additional benefits to this diary, and first of all, I could identify times to pick things up. So for example, if I wasn't pulling my weight and doing as much work as maybe I could have been doing, that diary allowed me to realize that. On the flip side, I could see times when I just needed a rest. I could look back at 5 or 6 days and I was just blasting through work. The 1 to 10 scale was pretty low, maybe for fatigue or depression, and maybe I needed to step back, and that links to mental health as well. If 10 days on the trot my depression scale is not looking great, in my opinion at least, maybe that's a sign I need to take a break and step away from the PhD for a couple of days and just refresh. Okay, finishing now with the PhD breakdown. I highly recommend you consider keeping a diary. I'm usually terrible at diaries, but during a PhD this is actually very effective for me. Be balanced in your reflection. It shouldn't be all negative. It shouldn't be negative at all really, but it should have a balance of, yes, this is going really well and I acknowledge that and I'm happy with that, but I'm also honest in the fact that this part of the PhD is not going well. I'm documenting that, but I'm trying to find some solutions to that. And finally, keep that diary simple. So the reason my diaries never went well is because I tried to spend too much time doing it. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, that way you can keep it going. And to finish off, really to repeat what I've already said, have achievable goals every day. Don't try and do loads of stuff every day. It might work for a couple of weeks, but you will burn out and you won't feel great. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and I'll speak to you again soon.